When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Waiting for people to come in, start piling in. A lot of news happening today. So hopefully we can get to that. Hey, Tom, how are you? Alan, good to see you. How's everybody? Emma? Come on in. Please invite people in. Hey, Dee. Sorrels. Hey, Huey, Brent, Lori, JDH. How's everybody? Thank you for inviting your followers in. A lot of breaking news this morning. A lot of great news. So I do want to get to that. Hey, Teresa on Facebook. Hey, Ann. Good morning. In England, how are you doing? Zippity Doo Dog. Good morning. Teresa, good morning, everyone but Jim Casa. Good morning. Let me quickly read you Psalm 23, and then we will go into all the breaking news. Chrome Man, hello. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk in the valley in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Good morning, Robin. Hello, Dawn. How's everybody? Okay, so let's get into some breaking news. Hey, Amber, good morning. And then at the end, I can give you a quick Gracie update. Something else occurred, but we can do that a little later on. Just remind me if you will, or I might forget. Also, just remember that this morning at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, God's Views on Political News over on the Facebook page. God's Views on Political News will be on. You can. It's a live show. You can give your comments and questions there at that time. We're winning. Okay. Two great decisions came down from the Supreme Court. First of all, the travel ban. The president travel ban was upheld as constitutional. And anything that he may have said during the campaign really, according to the Supreme Court, had absolutely no relevance. So the travel ban is back in place. Hawaii can go pound sand. On what they were trying to do and ban it. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Julia. And so the president, the administration was victorious in that. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Barbara. No prejudice. It was something that the president had to do. I know, Cindy. I made that one up on the spur of the moment, but whatever. Yay and amen, Dawn said. Susie, good morning. How are you? Ann said amen. Good morning, good morning. So, very good news. Now, the other piece of great news is for California, and this is going to set a precedent across the whole country. Hey, Angels, good morning. The other one is that in California, any anti-abortion crisis pregnancy center was required to have information and to tell every patient about where they might get an abortion and you know what was available to them as far as an abortion was concerned. I got the news alert right before your show. Very good news. Yeah, I know, Robin. Great news. So now in California, hey, Cully, the anti-abortion crisis pregnancy centers no longer have to give information regarding abortions and where abortions can be performed to their clients. That is a big victory for the anti-abortion people. As I said, this was a California case, but this is it sets precedent with the Supreme Court and will be the law of the land. So look for more people not to give information out about abortions in those centers. Great, thank you, especially after the Supreme Court ruling. So awesome. We serve a God who answers prayers. Whoop, whoop. I know, Susie, I know. Reiterate, South Carolina picks are so important. Absolutely. As the president said, get your butt out. He said a different word. Get your butt out and vote today. You must get out and vote in South Carolina. McMaster's, vote for him. Get out and vote. I have many friends who volunteer at these pregnancy centers. I know, Susie. I know some people as well, and I'm so happy for them. Robin said, praise the Lord. Absolutely. Amazing things are happening. There was a 5-4 decision on both of those, so you can see how close things are. Now, if they could get people to talk about, Planned Parenthood to talk about adoption and other help, yeah, well, it's not going to happen, Barbara, but we know that. But we can do all that we can to get around Planned Parenthood and eventually, hopefully, take all the money away from Planned Parenthood. They've taken some monies away. It would be nice to shut the centers down. I meant Supreme Court picks, but yes, get out and vote. Yes, and you're right, Julia. I mean, this shows us why we should get out and vote Republican, okay? Because you've got this Gorsuch on here that would never have happened but for the President of the United States, Donald Trump, being put in as president and wanting him on the Supreme Court. So it is so important to get out there. The ACLU is pitching a fit. Aw, poor ACLU. Poor things. I already hear that people are lined up protesting in front of the Supreme Court. Now, if Croatia would just win the World Cup, Susie said. Yeah, that'd be the least of our problems, Susie. But those are very good pieces of information. I'm so glad that happened. So thankful that the crisis centers, the anti-abortion centers in California and across the nation will no longer have to provide information on abortions. One of the main reasons some people voted for Trump. Absolutely. And we need to get more people in there. 10 slipped up on me. Sorry, I'm late. That's okay, Carmen. So, yeah, absolutely great news. Let's see. Some other news coming up. Simi Valley voted, the city council voted, I believe it was yesterday, to join in the lawsuit against California and against sanctuary cities. Thank you, Simi Valley, for doing the right thing. Good morning, Jules. How are you? Great news all around. Just, keep that great news coming. That would be the best thing I can say. Just keep it coming. Now, Laura Loomer, I read on a tweet, so hopefully this is true, and I know people like to Photoshop tweets, but I believe this came from her. She basically has filed a complaint against Maxine Waters with the Secret Service for inciting violence against Trump and the Trump administration. She indicated also in the tweet that the Secret Service is aware of it, but they can't talk about what they're doing, but they are aware of it. So that's good news. I hope more people continue to come out and speak out against Maxine Waters. Been hearing it, but wonder about it. Elaine said good. Yeah. Hopefully that's true. I know that yesterday that Laura Loomer confronted Maxine Waters, but I went to view the film of it and I couldn't see it. So it was in the American Thinker had it. Hey, Jerry, good morning. And I couldn't view the video, but I heard that happen. Judicial Watch filed with Maxine to the House Ethics Committee. Good. Hey guys, how are we today? Good, Lee. How are you? Oh, you sent me a new video. Okay. Please shut up, Maxine. Mad Maxine. Yeah. Hey, Noelle. No, Maxine's not going to show up. Maxine, yes, go Trump, big balls. Maxine Waters had an opportunity yesterday to walk back what she said in regards to Trump and the Trump administration staffers. She came on, she had a news conference, and basically said, I stand by everything that I said. Okay, you can stand by it, but you're going to get pushback, and you're already getting pushback. Good, someone needs to do something about her. Yes, Dawn, absolutely. Congratulations for Representative Andrew Biggs of Arizona for having the cojones and the proactive abilities that he has to go out and do something now about Maxine Waters. He's called for censure and he's called for her to retire. Yep, Mad Max needs to go. Tweet out Mad Max needs to go. Hashtag Jerry said. She really does. I mean, it's unacceptable for anybody in Congress to talk like that. And she overstepped a line. Yep, travel ban upheld. We said that at the very beginning, Big. You can get that on the replay. That's great news from the Supreme Court as well. So 2 wins in a row from the Supreme Court. I don't know why Maxine Waters, other than the fact that Obama kind of encouraged talk like that, why she would, continue to talk that way and to try to put people in harm's way. Good, she needs Congress to slap her down. Yep. Hey, Teresa, you're back. Dems say Trump isn't qualified, but then you have someone like Maxine. I know, Brandon. Of course, anything that they're saying typically today really makes it's just not rational anymore. Even Schumer, yep. Even Schumer came out and said that it was not American what Maxine Waters did, and that he did not support what she did. As when I was talking yesterday, really, as far as legalities, breaking the law, she didn't break the law, in my opinion. She came very, very close to inciting riots and inciting violence and harassment. Very, very close. But if you take it out of the legal concept and you just look at it as what she did and what the common layperson would see, it was absolutely condoned behavior and absolutely implied behavior that she was behind all of that and agreed with it. And again, as I said, she could have called for calm and level heads. She had the opportunity to do that, and she didn't. She thinks she's talking to the liberal base. Surprise, Maxine, wrong. Exactly, Mel. This episode brought to you by A Place for Mom. I know, Brandon. She had that crowd whipped up. She did, Elaine. She did. The red hen followed the Sanders family across the street. Yes, Cully was going to talk about that in just a second. Hey, James, good morning. Robin said Maxine needs to go now. They need to boot her out. I don't think it'll happen, but yes, she needs to go. Absolutely needs to go. Anybody who talks like that, anybody who agrees with that type of behavior, anybody that would condone having, whether you're Democrat, Independent, or Republican, have you harassed and encouraged that, it's ridiculous. And as Jerry said, Steve Scalise condemned Maxine. Absolutely. And last night, because of Maxine's rhetoric, I feel, Stephen Miller's apartment, they had protesters in front of his apartment. That is bullying, Teresa. What they forget is there are more of us. If we fight back, it's going to get not going to end well, Barbara said. Her, McCain, Pelosi, Hank Johnson. Brandon said, yeah, she doesn't have a level head to be calm. That's true, Dawn. She doesn't. She really doesn't. And that's her problem. It's like stalking, too. Exactly, Jerry. And again, somebody called Stephen Miller a white nationalist yesterday. He's Jewish. Hello. And I mean, all of this stuff takes people from one frenzy to another frenzy. Barbara said liberalism is a disease. Pretty much appears that way. It speaks a lot to the population of her district. And Brandon, there's some really good people in her district and some people that would do anything that she said. What's in the heart comes out the mouth, Lee said. Absolutely. Bible talks about that, Lee, and it's absolutely true. I don't, with Maxine, I think what she's trying to do, honestly, she's trying to whip up her supporters. She's trying to get reelected. She's trying to do anything and everything that would cause that to happen. Now, one of the things that Cully had just mentioned is very true. There's more to the Sarah Sanders story. They said that owner, that woman, I forget what her name is, followed Sarah Sanders with some other people across the street to another restaurant that Sarah Sanders and her family had gone to, stood outside the restaurant and was continuing to shout about Sarah Sanders. And one of the family members, an in-law who is a liberal, came out and said, look, she came across the street. She's not bothering you. You need to go away now. So this is a liberal, right? tells them to, you need to go away and quit disturbing our peace here. Get out of here. I also saw something, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if it's true. I haven't verified it. But there is, if you want to go look it up, that there is something about a silent partner of the red hen that you may want to check out. As I said, I don't know if it's true or not, and therefore I'm not going to indicate what I saw. But I tagged you in an article. Sarah was not there. She left. Yeah, she went across the street to a restaurant, Jerry, is what I understand. So I don't know. Maybe she left the restaurant there, but I read that she was there. Hey, Amber, Dawn, only if transgenderism is classified as one too. Maybe they will classify it as a disease and treat it, Dawn said. Yeah, about Maxine. Yeah, I saw it. It is true. Have found the 2007 arrest record, JDH said, and you might want to put that on your timeline. Supposedly Meryl Streep is a cousin of Red Hen owner. I wouldn't be surprised. Why not? Wouldn't be surprised who owns it or anything else. I thought Sarah went home and the rest of the group went across the street. She was home. Her friends went across the street. Okay, Paisley. Maybe I misread that. I thought she was there too. But in any event, they should not have been going across the street to a restaurant and bothering her there. It's like Maxine said, no peace, no sleep, no eat or anything else. Sarah and her husband was not there. The family was there. Okay. Mike Huckabee said Sarah left, but the family went to the other place. Shame on them, Elaine said. Absolutely. Yep. Her dad said she and her husband went home. Okay, Barbara. Then I guess she was home. And again, how dare this woman? And this woman supposedly is on the Chamber of Commerce or whatever for tourism, to bring tourism to Lexington, Virginia. Maybe they should think about who they want as a person representing Lexington, Virginia. Her in-laws were there, and they are liberals. That's right, Barbara. I've heard that the Red Hen has been closed for hygiene reasons. Don't know about that, Ann. Lexington Buzz owners are saying this is hurting their business now. Business owners. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, come on. And also, honestly, as I've said yesterday, and I know you guys feel the same way, nobody should be discriminated against, okay? Period. And when you discriminate against somebody, even though what they did to Sarah wasn't probably to the height of being illegal, because she's a white woman, for one, there's no age discrimination and things of that nature. There's no civil rights violation. It's all politically oriented. No matter what, the reason is they still, in my opinion, discriminated against her and ought to be closed down. Yeah, there's a restaurant in Chicago banning MAGA hats. I think that was done more for a publicity stunt, actually. It's a Chicago bar called the Replay Lincoln Park Bar. They said no MAGA hats, no tattoos, no face tattoos to maintain a classy environment. Red Hen restaurant will probably close soon. They should, Paisley. They absolutely should. You don't discriminate against people. It's not okay. But that bar, then Jerry made a joke out of it saying, just come on in, but you'll have to pay to play the games. So they went after the Florida AG at the movies, one spit on her. Wow. I didn't hear about that, Elaine. People are getting crazy. They all should stay seated and make them call the police like the Starbucks place. I know, Barbara. If they're out like Kirsten Nielsen, Pam Bondi, they should call the police. They should start having Secret Service around some of these people, or at least private people that they hire for security. They really should. This is not okay. If Sarah had been of color, this convo wouldn't be happening. That's exactly right, Carmen. It wouldn't be. They would, if she had been a black woman, another Asian, Hispanic woman, they would not have kicked her out of that restaurant. However, look at this. This is the party who. Hey, Sabu, how are you? Hey, Joe. This is a party that supposedly loves women, loves to promote women in careers. Says that the Republican Party is the party of war against women. Another example of the tolerant left. Absolutely. And they're anything but. Sorry you pick on me. I'm fighting back. So what? Being classy is overrated. Exactly, Barbara. It could have ended quite nasty, not acceptable. Exactly, Lee. I still am going to wear my Hillary for Prison t-shirt. Yes, Jules, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I mean, again, I think this Chicago restaurant did it for the publicity. A restaurant owner here had made American white signs, lost customers, and is now closed because of it. Well, discrimination, as I said, is not good. And discrimination of any time should close a business down. Hillary would have gotten the royal treatment there. Oh my gosh, Brandon, they would have given her everything for free, rolled out the red carpet and everything else. Watch Laura Loomer video. She asks, where can conservatives go? Which restaurant are they in the back of the bus? Hey, Amber, how are you? Yeah, I mean, Jerry, I can understand her kind of equating it to discrimination of, race discrimination. And it's not. It's just absolutely poor taste discrimination. This isn't what rises to the level of racial discrimination. They want to fight, so they forgot we got more guns, Barbara said. They do want to fight. Robin said, I hope their restaurant, the Red Hen, goes out of business. Yep, I do too. Pretty soon we're going to have to produce our voter regs to enter restaurants. I'm not, VOERS. I'm not sure what that is, Don. Yeah, I mean, seriously. People, what are you going to have to do? Go in and wear a certain color so that they know that you're not? Yeah, it's political discrimination. They're going to know that you're not a Republican, so it's okay. You can eat there if you're wearing blue, but if you're wearing red, you have to go. Voter registration, yeah. Okay. Yeah, pretty soon we're going to have to produce our voter registration to enter restaurants. Yeah, and if you're Republican, you don't want to, you won't go in unless you want something to happen to your food. I mean, my gosh, this is what we've come to in our society. This is the passive aggressiveness. What if I wear polka dots? I don't know, Joe. I wouldn't risk it if I were you. Have you seen Water's face in the back of the elevator? I haven't, Cully. I guess that's on that video. Just tell them you are a Bernie supporter and you want your meal for free. Exactly, Brandon. I'm here for my free meal and my Obama phone. Please give it to me. Are the Democratic doctors not going to treat Republican patients? You wonder, Daniel. I sent it to you. Okay, Coley. It's really scary. It is really scary, and it's insane, and it's illegal in a lot of respects. My personal thing is we'll vote for food. There you go. I think that, some of these people ought to have temporary restraining orders placed against them. Maxine was smiling in the elevator like a gremlin. Well, maybe she is one, Jerry. Maybe that's who she really is. I don't know. I know I thought about that. I don't know as a Republican if I would want them to serve me food, come to think of it. No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't want to eat out if I were a Trump official, risk of tampering. Absolutely, Julia. I wouldn't either. It would be interesting to see a conservative restaurant turn this around. Yeah, Mel. I don't make a choice of who I treat. Exactly. A gremlin is way better looking, Daniel said. I have a Trump flag and too worried to fly it. I have it in my house. I know, isn't that a shame, Lynn? Maxine needs her, she needs to be kicked out of office. Let's put it that way. That's what she needs. She needs to go her merry way, just like Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi. I think one of the things that with Maxine, she has one of those, hearts that really feel the way that she's talking, but she's also trying to get reelected. Susan equal classy show. Thank you, Joe. She needs the psych evaluation. Yeah. But you know what, Brandon? The thing about Maxine is when you listen to her, when she's like on a panel or something like that, when she isn't doing this other crap, do you think Maxine's opponent has a chance? Lori, not very much, no. I would not eat out with a Trump shirt or hat on. I'm a liberal in a liberal county. Yeah, I don't wear my Trump hat for fear I'll be attacked. I know, Mel, and that's a shame. Really a shame. But again, I think that with Maxine, when you hear her talk on a panel, she comes across very intelligent. I don't know if she's able to hold it together on a panel or not, but she does come across intelligent. Now, as for Omar, I don't know that Omar has a chance against her. In the primaries, she was so far ahead of him in the polls, it wasn't even close. I think that those people that vote for her have voted for her for so long. That's all they do. It's just like they go out there like a robot and write in her name. Her handlers are working with her talking points. Yeah, Brandon. Trump had is instant love in West Virginia, which is great, Amber. The way it should be, everywhere. How sad, pathetic that Trump supporters need to fear violence. I know, Joe. I mean, it is. It's absolutely insane. I'd wear a Trump shirt out, but I would be packing some heat, Dawn said. Maxine Botts. I pray for her removal, Daniel said. I pray for her removal as well. I pray that she retires, loses the election, or gets censured and ousted, steps down. As she should. She won't do that. She's not going to do that. She really does have a lot of supporters. And I think a lot of people, they just don't care. Can't believe people are agreeing to be downright cruel to fellow Americans. Teresa, it's going to get worse. Maxine called for no rest, no peace. Or, yeah, no peace, no rest. Exactly. Sorry, I get that backwards. Yep, she did. Supporters or money. Well, it's more the money, Brandon, that she's interested in, not the supporters. Civil war. Well, Daniel, I think that's what she and some people like her would really like to see happen. And it's ridiculous. It's revving up people to go against others based upon their political ideology and things that are just made up. I mean, the left is into making everything up. They don't care. Wearing Trump clothes might be like wearing red in front of a bull, Amber said. Could be, Amber. Welcome El Bashar. Number 1, it's your first day. They need us to be divided to bring in socialism. Well, Brandon, I think socialism is pretty much here, got a stronghold. It's the communism that they really want to bring in. Well, they better watch it. She will be the first to go. Barbara said, we don't need division in this end times. We don't, Daniel, but in the end times we will have great division. That's why I would pack the heat, Amber. Mike Adams said that's the objective, civil war, then UN peacekeepers called in. Yeah. Yeah, UN peacekeepers that absolutely have been of no benefit to anyone. Republicans will have to move to Tennessee, I guess, Teresa said. Lynn said civil war, demoralized people pushing chaos. That's right, Original. And don't we know that chaos is what the globalists and elitists would like to see in America? Kid I know wore a Trump shirt in NYC and said the lady growled at him. Oh, that's good. Julia, that's really good. Texas, let's face it, we do not care, do you? Barbara said, wow. Growled. Not so fast, Nashville and Memphis, Tennessee is left stronghold. That's true, Brandon. Chaos is the next phase of the agenda. Yep. Classy. Not so fast. Okay. Bot. Yeah, that, chaos is what brings on civil war, right? Bring on chaos, civil war, get people distracted from what's really happening. Have you be under martial law, the UN peacekeepers, all that kind of stuff, and continue to break down America. One world order already is our working government. Trump is the only thing between that and complete loss, Carmen said. Yep, repeat bots are back. I know, I saw that. That's why you have to block those people. Just block the bots if you want to. Yes, Saul Alinsky plan create civil war. Yep. The the liberal Democrats have had this playbook, Saul Alinsky, for a long time, and they're just following the playbook step by step. And so if you want to know what the next step is, just go to the playbook. Just landed in Laughlin, Nevada. Who was that? That was Wayne. Yay, Wayne! Turns out there was bigger message than the president and the manufacturer used illegals and children. After chaos, people will beg for police state. Exactly. Revolution. That's what they want. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is full of Trump supporters, many Christians, and wonderful people. We were just there, Robin said. You have that book, too. Yep, original. It's a must-have. Chattanooga, Tennessee, top city for churchgoers, reported on the radio, Teresa said. Order out of chaos. Yep, we'll see how long it lasts. That jacket is from a bad manufacturer. Huh. Why choose violence? I don't know, Lynn. That's what kind of the lower denomination of humans and animals kind of do. It's that animalistic instinct, I guess. God is not the author of confusion and chaos, so we know where that is coming from. Yes, Dawn, from Satan, as always. Trump is calling for live televised hearings for Peter Strzok and other hating frauds of the FBI and DOJ. I don't think we'll get that, but that would be nice to be able to have that. If you guys don't mind, we're at the halfway point. If you don't mind retweeting this out, I would really appreciate it. Share it with others. Try to get others in and see the videos. Or see our Periscope. We had to put the plane down in Wichita Falls, Texas last night. Ooh, Wayne, why is that? Oh, because of all the storms going on? You know, the president's rally was an hour late last night because of all the storms over South Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina. Trump is way more transparent than Obama ever was. Exactly. Check engine light. Oh, Wayne, that's not good. A check engine light is always a fearful thing. Yes, he said it was rough. Yeah, even in Air Force One, I guess. But the rally seemed to go really well. A lot of people, about 1,000 or so people. Some people have reported the lines to get in were like 3 miles long, and they kind of overbooked this small setting. Obama had zero transparency. That's true, original, while all the time saying that he was transparent. And we know that's what the left is good at. They say they are the opposite of what and who they say they are. I mean, that's just, we see that all the time. No storms in this part of Texas last night. It's hot and dry, Barbara said. Trump's speeches are like rock star concerts. I know, Brandon. Always a good time. Always gets the crowd going. Jim Acosta was funny. Grammy whipped up the crowd. Yeah, this elderly grandmother woman basically whipped up the crowd to say, Acosta, go home. And some guy was in the crowd holding this sign that says, CNN sucks, right behind the head of Jim Acosta as he was speaking. So that was funny. If America was a car, the check immigrant light might be on. I doubt it, Gimme. I mean, not if it's a car owned by the left. But that's funny. I like that. That was great, Cully said. I know. And Jim Acosta. Why would you send Jim Acosta there? Crowd chanted, Jim, go home. Yeah. I mean, did Jim get the low end of the stick or the short stick, you know, because he was out of the press room? I mean, maybe they're trying to just get him out of there. Loved his speech, Don said. Whatever the Dems accuse true conservatives of is exactly what they are doing. They're liars, Robin said. Yes, don't mess with Grandma, Cully said. Hannity said it was Acosta's best report ever. Lynn said, a wish delivered. I know. Get out. Get out, Acosta. He's so oblivious. I love POTUS. He is hilarious and down to earth. I know, Elaine. It's great. And that's one thing, too, you know, that if you boils right down to it, the liberals don't like. They don't like the fact that Donald Trump can connect with the average American. He doesn't speak with his nose up in the air and acting above them. He speaks to them and with them. And they don't like that. They're going to find out we can speak too, Barbara said. They want somebody who's pompous and sort of above the American people. You know, we're your rulers. That's the kind of thing I think the liberals really want. And they don't like the fact that Donald Trump can talk to many. I'm from South Carolina. Let me see what this says. And yes, the storm was bad. We love Trump. Jim didn't want no part of the South. Joanne said, I bet he didn't. Jim has been a friend so many times by Trump. Fried, yes, Brandon. Trump does not play politics. Jerry said Dems either pass the wall bill or they lose at the polls. Original Revolution said. He says what he's thinking. Elaine said condescending. Yeah, they want somebody who's condescending. Yes, exactly. Trump is for the people. And they can't stand that, Gimme. They cannot stand that. You know, to be a great builder, he had to talk to the workers, not the elite. Exactly. Autocorrect and fat thumbs, Brandon said. I scrolled down and got what you said. That's why we won. We listened to the people. He listened to the people and connected with them on a personal level. That's why he won. Robin said. Yeah, no such thing as Russia, but thanks anyway. That's an old, tired, nothing of a story there. Never has been, never will be. Speaking of immigration, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I don't know if you remember, but over the weekend, she and this other congressional member went down to a place in Florida at the Immigration Center. You think more minorities will vote for Trump in 2020? Brandon, I'm seeing some signs of as a friend of mine who describes himself as a brown man, not a black man, but he's seeing more evidence in what he calls people leaving the Democrat plantation. Some foreign language on that one. Homestead, Florida. Yep. So she went in there demanding to be let in, and came out basically saying that she was surprised that it was a great place. Art was on the wall. It was cheery. Stuffed animals, colorful comforters, kids were smiling. But of course she had to go back later and tweet out that there were 4-year-olds that were separated from their parents and they shouldn't have been. I was debating a leftist who said the detentions are Trump's fault because he failed to build a wall. Original said. Original, no matter if he builds a wall or doesn't build a wall, everything that happens in the world is President Trump's fault, according to the liberals. Candace Owens is waking people up. I think Sheriff Clark is waking people up. I think that other, African Americans in general are just starting to wake up on their own because they have jobs now. Lowest unemployment ever. Lowest unemployment ever. Obama had the kids in cells back in 2014. Yes, he had them in cages, Brandon. Not only that, but he gave them foil, like those foil wrappers that you get to keep you warm. Larry Elder is the man, Brandon said. Sorry, CPS is not supposed to let people around children in their care or allow pictures. That's true, Barbara. Even the weather is under control by POTUS. Yes. Ali and Hotep Jesus are good. Not sure what all that is, but Elaine. Yeah, I agree, Barbara. I don't think they should be allowed in around the children. I don't think the children should be filmed. They're so much into, we got to have all these rights, but then they want to go in and violate rights, so they don't care. And of course, the Democrats are still calling for the release of the children because all they care about is getting, number one, that money when you go out there and put the refugees in, go out and put those refugees in refugee centers or charities, nonprofits. Time magazine cover, priceless, yeah. Trump burnt my morning toast, must impeach. Autocorrect begs me. Well, the apology, Gimme said. Yeah, so anyway, I think the parents need to stop bringing their kids with them as pawns used to get asylum. I do too. And I also think that those people should be returned. I had a friend just went on a mission about a year ago, less than a year ago, to Guatemala. If it's such a dangerous, horrible, violent place, why are we allowing Americans to go there? There are other places, people coming from Honduras and places like that. I think there are places that, yes, poverty-stricken people probably don't want to live there, but I don't think it is. Their reasons are what we look at. Hey, Jules, as we look at for giving asylum, parents not always parents. Exactly. Original. The trip is too dangerous to bring kids along with them. As we've been talking about, the parents send the kids by themselves, many of them, 10,000 out of 12,000 recently, and give them birth control pills because they know they're likely to be raped. Again, as a parent of a child, how do you do that to your child? How do you knowingly and intentionally put your child in harm's way? It doesn't make sense to me. Are you saying that risk outweighs, the benefits of getting into America outweighs the risk of being raped, murdered along the way? I just don't get that. I mean, it's crazy to me. In other news, you remember that intern that was in the Capitol Rotunda that one day you heard F Trump yelled across the way? These are the strapping lads we're letting in. Great group of folks. I know. Gimme. Yeah, okay, so you remember hearing that. Well, as it turns out, that young woman, what the heck is going on in Central America for people to do stuff like that? I know, Brandon. I think they just want to come to the U.S. I don't blame them, but we can't allow everybody in. We just can't. That angers me. I would do anything to protect my children, Robin said. And Dawn said, me too, Robin. Why would you take that journey knowing the risk for your children, Dawn said. I hear from missionaries that Guatemala is not bad. Exactly. So there was the person who yelled F Trump across the Capitol Rotunda turns out to be a young female intern working for Democrat Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire. She was given a week's suspension. I think she should be let go and told that you can't work here. I mean, if I don't care, you're an intern. This is not the behavior that is appropriate to come to Washington, D.C. with. Send her home. Exactly. Send her home. I would offer to turn back if they wanted to separate me from my children. Exactly, Dawn. I want to date the chick from Transformer movies, but it's not going to happen. People in jail want out. She would be a PR nightmare. Yes. No decorum. She needs to go, Jerry said. Good morning, Junior. How are you? Yeah, she does. She needs to be let go. I mean, there are plenty of other people who were waiting to be interns who would want that opportunity, who would come in and understand how to be a professional. As Barbara said, it's an honor to be an intern. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. Bye-bye. But they're keeping her on because that's what liberals do. I mean, it's ridiculous. Get her out of there. She can intern at CNN. There you go, Cully. They'd love her there. But let somebody else take her place, somebody else who wants the opportunity. She's a future Maxine. Yeah, probably, Daniel. Probably. If they want to save their children so badly, then why do they charge $20,000 adoption in Guatemala? Wow. Interesting. Interesting, Amber. I don't know. Intern for Stormy. It could be. I can't understand people. They think that we are a big bank and we are supposed to take everybody in. Well, that's what they've been told. And that's what Obama told everybody, that we were a horrible country. It's always the same for justices that defy common sense. Yep. Always the liberals. As far as the intern, they need to have a neutral voice. That's right, Dawn. And also, even if you don't have a neutral voice, you should have a professional one. You should, whether you're in Congress or an intern or whatever, you should be professional when you're at work. And even when you're not, but especially at work. Guatemala does not even require adoptive parents to come for an interview, just $20,000 for a kid. Wow. Amber said. Civility, Brandon said, yes. Mexico about to elect socialists, need wall now. Exactly original. Intern for Stormy would be threesome. Cully said. I don't know if you got a chance to read my article at SusanKnowles.com. The article is about the Democrats who are now calling for the end of ICE. They don't want ICE. They don't want anything like ICE. They want immigrants to just come and go as they please. Open borders. They just want somebody to have a commission formed to be able to say what they should do, but not take any action. Just talk about it. Let's just do a commission. Deport? No, we're not. We are friends of Jews in here. We don't talk about Jews like that. I know, how ridiculous. Good article, Dawn said. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for reading it. I mean, again, this is going to be the battle cry, this extra added battle cry. Why have laws in? Honestly, these people are insane. Brandon said, Democrats want to end ICE. Yes, Junior, they do. Read my article at SusanKnowles.com. Dems don't want voters deported. That's true. Hey, y'all, once Mexico has completely filled America, let's just move to Mexico. Nice beaches. Yeah, I guess the problem is, Gimme, when you go to Mexico, you're not allowed, as somebody who is not a Mexican citizen, you cannot buy land there. You can lease it for 99 years, but as far as I know, it's still the case that you can only lease it. You can't buy land. So, but they can come here and buy land. They don't want their base to be deported, Brandon said. Yeah. So that's the new battle cry. This Mark, I don't know if it's Pocan, from Wisconsin is kind of spearheading it. but other Democrats are talking about it as well. They want to end ICE. Think they have a petition going. I'm not sure. Absolutely insanity. That, you know, once again, they want to avoid the problem, which is illegal immigrants coming into this country with open borders, and just put a that is treasonous. I know, Brandon, and of course they don't see it like that because, again, as people are saying, that's their voter base. They want open borders and they want America changed and to become unrecognizable, and they're on their way to doing it. Every single day they fight to do it, and every single day you and I need to be awake, aware, and going out there and doing what we can to get the word out and to stop it. And who will pay for it? Us, Brandon, until we have no more money. USA needs to ban foreign ownership, period. Exactly. USA also needs to ban, we need to really think about this, that we don't allow people to come into this country, have a child, just walk across the border, have a child, and become American citizens and bring the rest of the family with them. Corrupt family courts take millions of children from loving parents without due process in America, Amber said. Mostly it's Child Protective Services that do that, Amber, but you know, they do have to go into court. But it's Child Protective Services that go out and do it, take the kids first. We have no more money. Well, we just keep printing our way out of it, out of stuff, Brandon said. They bring diseases also, Elaine said. That's right, no more anchor babies. That's right, Joe. It's time we end the anchor babies. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to do that, and the Republicans aren't going to vote for it. China bought mortgages, and what was that? What was the collateral? Guardian ad litems are just as bad as CPS. Amber said, Sarah, immigration, etc. I missed that, Carmen. Sorry about that. Yeah, we need to do something, but we have to keep working against these people and doing what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to destroy everything that America is, trying to open up our borders. You know that George Bush, remember that George Bush tried to really do that between Canada, Mexico, and America, trying to open up the borders. He wanted, this was a long time ago, he wanted to have that one currency used between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. I think, you know, he was beginning that new world order way back then, one world order, way back when he was president. And it was kind of something that he didn't talk about very much, obviously, because he didn't want people to kind of know what he was doing. But go look it up. You remember that, Carmen? And people were like, what? West Virginia Supreme Court judge was recently charged with fraud. Yeah, he's going to get about 400 years, Amber, which he deserves. Do they not read the Bible, playing into the narrative step by step? Brandon, they probably don't read the Bible. Clinton left the Japanese have 1% of all our national forests, Teresa said. Bushes need shock treatment, Lynn said. Sean, let's see, saw that Hubert Bush with Clinton socks on says a lot. Oh. They're all part of the trilateral group, Cully, and they really are New World Order people. So, yeah, the Bushes and the Clintons, that's why they stay together, because they're all from the same ilk. Let's see. You remember the ex-Navy sailor who President Trump recently pardoned? Yes, Chinese investors have been buying land up here. Yeah, I know, Brandon, all over the place, and in other countries as well. There was a lawyer who was going to represent that guy. He was the guy that was, I think, on the ship of the submarine. He was taking pictures, and he got put in prison. President Trump pardoned him. And he came out on Fox and he said that he and his attorney were going to sue Comey and Obama. Well, about a week after he made that statement, the lawyer for this young man had his license suspended for something that he supposedly did in 2011. So 7 years ago, they just now got him and suspended his license for a year. I think it's pretty amazing that it came so close to the time in which he said, what a coincidence, Brandon, that we're going to go after these people. Yep. And I think that in a way, it's just a warning to other attorneys that if you want to represent this guy, we'll find something on you. Any news on Janice? I don't know who Janice is. Yeah, how convenient. Gotta run, Susan. Got an errand. Trying to hurry to back for an hour for your show. Be blessed. Hopefully see you at 1. Thanks, Dawn. Yes, please come back for God's View on Political News on Facebook on the same page. The name of the same page. Let's see. There was another ruling that came down today that nobody's talking about. A district court judge, Alsup, ALSUP, dismissed lawsuits. You run great scopes. Thank you, Original. The judge dismissed lawsuits against energy companies that target major energy companies in San Diego. Don't forget your Gracie update. I'll do it right after this. Cities in Oakland and San Francisco were seeking damages against these energy companies because of global warming, and they wanted money to help construct seawalls and other infrastructures because they said that there were rising sea levels that were caused by global warming that were caused, of course, by these energy companies. Hasn't been a true separation of Dems and Republican Party since Reagan. Not really, Carmen said. So the judge said, nope, sorry, we're dismissing the lawsuits. Left or wackos. Yep, blah, blah. Exactly. So the judge said, sorry, no. Even this was a district court judge, I believe, in California said this, which was unusual, but said, no, this has nothing to do with global warming. You can't ask for a seawall and everything else that you want and try to blame it on global warming and try to go after energy companies for this non-existent global warming problem that you've created in your own minds. So that was really good. Are you talking about Ernie? We talked about the Supreme Court, 2 Supreme Court rulings today. So if you want to go back and replay, we talked about the one regarding abortion and the one regarding the travel ban. We talked about both of those. It's hot here. I'm sewing. You're sewing, Cully? What do you mean? You mean sweating or no? So yeah, anyway, that was a really good hearing that came down. Now, here's some other information. Border deaths are due lately to extreme heat. Rose 55% in the past 9 months after a rise in unaccompanied children and families came here. 73 here in North Carolina, finally breaking the heat, Brandon said. Hi, Susan, I'm late. I fell in the shower. My back was already hurt, but now it's really hurt. Oh, Chezzy, pray for your recovery quickly. Cully, Joe knits when he's hot there, Cully. So, you know, these border deaths, the Border Patrol are going out and they're rescuing people again because they're going through this extreme heat. My advice is don't come. Don't leave your country. Don't come. Don't put yourself in peril. Let's see. One thing that I think that I had, I'll go ahead and give you a Gracie update because thank you, Teresa, for reminding me. The Gracie update is this. On Sunday, you know, we've been putting this cone, a comfy cone, which are very comfortable, very flexible. You can eat with it on, the dogs can eat with it. They can lay down, they can sleep. It's not like that hard plastic. Please don't ever buy that for your dog. Get a comfy cone, please. But we've had this comfy cone on Gracie's head because we're trying to prevent her from grabbing her tail. And so the veterinarian told us to take it off every now and then, you know, to give her a break, of course. And so on Sunday, we took it off for a little while, and what does she do? She grabs her tail and bites it, and it bleeds, and it's like, oh my gosh. And every time she sits on it, she's in pain. So I started putting Neosporin on it, and much to my surprise and really nice surprise, I got a call yesterday from the veterans office, the veterinarian's office. I keep saying veterans, veterinarian's office, which the other ones that I took her to never called. The veterinarian's office called and said, the comfy cone is great, Chezzy. You got to get that if any. Please buy that. They called and said, we wanted to call and find out how Gracie is doing. which is like blew me away that they would actually do that. I think in smaller towns they probably do that, but here typically, I guess they don't do it anymore, but this one did. And I told him what had happened to her in biting her tail, and that she was still in pain every time she sat on it. It was obvious she was in pain. So they said, please come down and get some more medication for her. And they gave her tramadol for her to take in addition to the other. They are keepers. I tell you, Lynn. They gave her some tramadol to take. Now, tramadol, what that does, it's kind of an opioid-like type of pill, and it takes away the pain. And so we gave her, started yesterday, and then this morning, her pain level has gone down tremendously. So it's doing its job while she's healing. We still have the cone on. And when's the last time your vet called you? I know. Never. Tramadol is great for dogs, Chessie said. Cool. I know, Lori. And I mean, the doctor just seems to really care. And I really like this doctor. I'm convinced she attacks her tail. Yeah, it is, Jewel. It's her pain that causes her to attack the tail. Yep. Fantastic veterinarian. Oh, she will be on drugs. Just for a little while, Lynn. She's on drugs. She's on prednisone. She's also on antibiotics. And now she's on a little pain medication. My vet will come to the house, but he has no empathy. Wow. Vet calls if you're late on a payment. Cully, we are not allowed to make payments at veterinarians here. If you have to pay at time of service. They don't allow you to make payments at all. So I thought that was really good. I think, until that infected tail heals, she's going to have issues. She's going to be in pain. But even through the pain, as I told you the other day, she's an extremely loving pet. She comes over to you and licks your hand or licks your leg or wants to be kissed or wants to be held. She misses Mama Susan when she leaves. She does, Carmen. And at night, no matter where I put her, like they all want to sleep in the bed. So it's, thank God we have a California king, but it isn't big enough. What time of service is that? What you said? I don't know what I said, Chessie. That sounds like that. But she sleeps in the bed, and that no matter what time or where I place her in the bed, no, she won't be addicted to drugs. Such a precious puppy dog. She is. But at sometime during the middle of the night, mostly in the beginning of the night, she has to come up and lay right up against me. She has to be there. Have you considered possibly docking her tail? Amber, not at this point. Whippets typically don't have dock tails. And she didn't get that tail problem naturally. It came from being out in the wilderness. Yeah, we already talked about that in the beginning. You may want to go back and watch that in the replay. Go back on the beginning and watch that. But Dixie, great news for Gracie on the mend. Yes, but she got that infection probably from being a stray, either from being nervous and biting her tail, and then it turned into something different, or being attacked by parasites or whatever she had out there as a stray. Tramadol isn't addictive. I took it for bone pain, had no problem stopping it, Robin said. Good to know. Yeah, what I read on tramadol didn't say anything about being addictive, but it said it goes right to the pain. And sometimes, I don't like drugs myself, but sometimes, like when I had my gallbladder ready to explode, and I was at a pain level of about 20 on a scale of 1 to 10, I was given Ativan, and it took the pain away like that. I mean, I literally felt nothing. And sometimes you have to have something. Robin said it really works well. Good, Robin. Good to know. She seems to be a lot better, a lot quieter. The topical stuff that I was trying to put on it just didn't work. It's not going to work in her case, for whatever reason. That's a fallacy. Tramadol is highly addictive. Be careful. Well, Gimme, I haven't read that, and I will be careful. She's only going to take it for a few days. We've had people in rehab for tramadol, but this won't be a problem. Yep. They use tramadol in labor and delivery, pretty safe. Gallbladder pain is horrendous. Had that myself. Lee, I wouldn't wish gallbladder pain on my worst enemy ever. That was the worst pain I've ever had. Have to take tramadol for herniated disc, My doctor says it's not addictive, Teresa said. Yeah, so there's two people that said it's not addictive. I've buying it on the streets, Lynn said. I've looked at it too. It's not a controlled substance. Yeah, I mean, she has to have it, guys. Her pain level's probably a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 when she bites her tail. So, unfortunately, again, there are sometimes you absolutely have to have it. It's just a necessity. And when she's going to take it for a few days, and then she should be fine. Hopefully the antibiotics will be fine too. Yes, it's a controlled substance, Amber said. So I just wanted to give you the update. Just joking with you this morning. It's okay, Len. I know you were. It's a dog. Susan will take care of her. I absolutely will, Chizzy. Biting will make it hurt even worse. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I have the cone on her head and trying to keep her from biting that. All right, you guys, please come over to God's Views on Political News on Facebook. Go to the God's Views on Political News Facebook page. We will be there in an hour taking your comments and your questions. It's a great time that's had by all over there, so hope you can make it. Have a great day, you guys. Take care. God bless you. See you on Thursday. Take care. All right, everybody. I will see you on Thursday, taking tomorrow off as usual.